Good morning and good afternoon in about 6 minutes from now, as we are here on a cloudy day here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, going campus at Lehigh University, where we will be bringing you the home opener between the Lehigh Mountain Hawks and the Wagner Seahawks. So the Battle of the Hawks today here at Goodman Stadium, as the Lehigh Student Broadcasting Club is very much looking forward to this home opener, where Lehigh will be looking to secure its first home opening victory since 2018 and its first home victory since November of 2022. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, everyone. My name is Alec Essen. Alongside with me on color is Nick Delictish, and producing is CJ Bodner. Today we have an interleague game between Wagner and Lehigh, and Wagner coming in this game today after winning against University of Virginia of Lynchburg 46-7, while the Mountain Hawks are coming off a loss at Armory West Point by a final score of 42-7. Now, Nick, last week the offense they had something going in the first quarter and the beginning of the second quarter, but after that they started to sputter a little bit. What do they need to do in order to be more successful against the Seahawks today?
Of course, Alec. Looking at the Lehigh offense, they have a ton of returning starters, especially on the offensive line. They have Aiden Palmer, the junior. This is his third year started as a true freshman. George Patizan, fifth-year senior. Christian Curatolo, another junior. Right guard, Langston Jones Jr. They also have some weapons that have been here for a long time in Nick Williams and Jeffrey Jamel. And of course, led by Dante Perry, the fifth year. They have a ton of experience, and they need to sort of ride that experience in a game against a hungry Wagner team who is coming off of, a tune-up game against a D3 team, but that's something that a program that has, struggled to get wins like Wagner, something that they really needed in week one to build their confidence heading into the season.
Thomasella has been leading the Seahawks for the past 5 years, has a coaching record there of 6-30. He is looking to get this program back on track, and with a week one victory against University of Virginia of Lynchburg, he's hoping that that's doing just that. And one weapon that I think that you didn't mention was Luke Yoder, who broke out last year during his freshman year, where after some injuries to DiPietro and Garcia, he stepped right in and was electric and earned the starting role after a few really good games. And he's starting for the Mountain Hawks this year, as Mountain Hawk team will as Mountain Hawk team was just a few moments away from coming out onto the field. Uh, and Clutch the Mountain Hawk is getting very excited over there. He's a very good mascot, and he definitely does a really good job. And here come the Mountain Hawks as Clutch and the cheerleaders run across the field, and as we are just moments away from getting this game started, and you can feel the energy coming out here at Goodman Stadium.
High anticipated matchup, a very winnable game for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, who is, let's be honest, another struggling program. Wagner's had a little less success lately than Lehigh, but, having a game like this, week two at home, definitely a big game for Lehigh that if they can win this game, they can build up their confidence, just like how I mentioned Wagner did last week.
Now, Coach Cahill is in his second year with Lehigh, and he was honest when during the preseason he was like, I don't know how many wins we're gonna get this year, and it's not, and Rome wasn't built in a day, but year by year we're gonna make this program better, and it comes with playing one game at a time, and he's looking to add another W to his record. Last year the Mountain Hawks finished 2-9. This year they're hoping to improve upon that and put out a better product this year. And actually this year quarterback, the Mountain Hawks are now going back to Dante Perry after Braden Silberworth transferred after last year, and Perry has been is someone whom the team really looks up and respects to, and he is looking to make his mark in his graduate year at Lehigh.
Yeah, Alec. I mean, talk about experience. We got Dante Perry, who started as a sophomore and a junior, and then last year he did play a little when Braden Silber was injured, but there is nobody on this team with more experience. Now, ultimately, he still has to go on the field and perform well for this Mountain Hawk team, but I don't think you can get more experience at that position if you're Lehigh.
And speaking of experience, what about George Patizan, who arguably might be the most important piece of the offense, and he would be a big part of audibling and making sure everything's running smoothly. And last year he went down early in the season with a knee injury, and it's great to see him back this year as a graduate student majoring in industrial and systems engineering, and he is looking to make one last mark on the CI program before he graduates.
Of course, Alec, love hearing about my fellow linemen as I was an offensive lineman in high school. You know, the center position, in my opinion, is the most underrated position in football. They're the quarterback of the offensive line. They're the guy who everybody else relies on to get calls, to know what's going on. To have a fifth-year senior in George Patizan who they can trust is crucial for that offensive line success.
Now looks like we're about to do the coin toss. And the only player walking out for Lehigh for the coin toss is Jordan Adderley, the defensive back who transferred from Sacred Heart last year. And here's a toss, and let's see who won. It looks like Lehigh won the toss, and Lehigh is deferred to the second half. So the Seahawks will receive the ball first in this home opener.
Lehigh has about like 13 players on the number 50 on their side. You never really see that many players up front in a coin toss.
Yeah, it's not unusual, and Coach Cahill is again. He's a new head coach, young guy, and he's looking to maybe like try some new things out, and it all starts with the culture, and maybe that's part of it right there. And now everyone goes back to the sidelines after that, and I think Nick, I may have cut you off there. What were you gonna say?
Man, Alec, this is, these moments as a football player, especially in college, especially in, these FCS programs where most players are not going to be going to the next level. You only have so many of these games. You only have so many of these home games. As a player, you just got to go out there with the mindset thinking, whatever happens, happens. You want to win, but you got to make sure you're having fun. This is the most fun sport in the world. Make sure you're having fun.
Absolutely, and I think, and from what I've been hearing, these players have been having a lot of fun under Coach Kevin Cahill, and he's very well liked throughout the athletics community and the football team and the fans, and pretty much any you could mention. Even going back to when he was coaching at Yale, everyone really liked him, and everyone thought he was destined for something great, and say maybe it's the start of that.
Yeah, I mean, starts at the top. When you have a head coach that you can trust and you can rely on, it trickles down in the culture of your team. If we've seen coaches that have been, had a very big ego, and it trickles down to the team where you lose the locker room and then your team plays below their level. To have a coach that people on this team can connect with and relate with is crucial.
Now handling the kickoffs will be the first year Connor Poole for the Mountain Hawks, and then receiving for Wagner will be Sam Martin and Jalen Bonelli. Connor Poole kicks it off, and kick will go through. Will be received by Martin. He'll take it up past the 15, past the 20, and will be tackled at about the 30-yard line by number 31, Michael McCormick. And now the Seahawks offense will come onto the field as they are led by quarterback Damian Mazzil. And actually it looks like they may have a revolving door of quarterbacks too, because on our depth sheet it says Damian Mazzil or Jay Caddy. Now in the shotgun is Mazzil. Pass to the outside, and it is incomplete. Oh no, it is complete. I'm sorry. I thought you may have dropped it for a second. That pass is complete to the right sideline to number 14, Terry McDonald, for about a gain of 5. Actually, my apologies, a gain of 4. So second down and 6.
Great play by the quarterback, Katie, getting the ball off super quick. When you do an RPO like that, the linemen are going downfield.
Ball is snapped. Back to pass is Martin. Rolling to his right, and he runs to his own lineman. He will be sacked. And with the sack there is number 8, Tyler Ohoyski, the the star linebacker for the Mountain Hawks, who has been off to a great year, and that'll be a loss of about 1. So 3rd down 7 now for the Seahawks.
Great call by the Lehigh defensive coaches there. You know, you got the left tackle and the left guard pulling to the right on a pass play. You know, that happens when you're an offensive lineman. Sometimes, you know, the left tackle kind of, you know, missed his block because the guy who he was going for was blitzing, and Lehigh was right there to make the play.
3rd down and 7. The crowd's getting into it.
Showing 7 on the blitz pre-snap.
Hard count there by Mazil.
Looks like Wagner's going to be sliding to the right. That looks like a false
snap
start.
And you're right, it is a false start. Good call there by Nick Delictish, the former offensive lineman here.
Yep. One thing to note on, you know, when defensive show blitzes, especially when they show 7, you got to communicate, which they were doing, but sometimes that can mess up with the receivers, and that happened there, and there was a false start.
And that false start was on Jalen Benelli, and now back the Seahawks up 5 yards. Now it'll be 3rd down 12, with about 13 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And it looks like they will be in the shotgun again, running an RPO-style offense.
Could see a screen to the running back here.
But Martin back to pass again. A screen, yes, and there's a screen, and it will be complete, and it will be a 1st down for the Seahawks. So a screen pass complete there. It's number 36, Ricky Sparul. And that'll be a gain of about, and that'll go to about the Lehigh, about the Seahawks 47. That'll be a 1st down for them.
Alec, I absolutely love that play call by Wagner there. It's your first drive of the game.
Oh, it's coming back. Well, it looks like we're going to have a chop block on the Seahawks. We didn't see the flag there, but the officials say that it was illegal chop block by the Seahawks. And do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, ultimately, when you're an offensive lineman and you're going at someone's knees, that's completely legal. But if you're going at someone's knees and another lineman is also blocking in their upper half, that's a penalty because it's super dangerous. There are some times where it's ticky-tacky and, you know, some guys might get screwed, but, you know, they called it there and now they're backed up. You could probably see a run play here and maybe just a shot deep. Not expecting a 1st down here.
That's 3rd down 25. Martin back to pass again, looking downfield. He fires, and it is high and incomplete. Pass intended to Benelli, and now the Seahawks will be forced to punt. So penalties killed them that drive with a false start and a personal foul, which backed them up about 15 yards from where they originally were, and now they'll be punting from their own 15.
Penalties are a killer, Alec. They're a killer. Especially when you're a struggling offense. If you keep getting penalties, it is very rage-inducing because you're just trying to get something going and you keep shooting yourself in the foot. On the first drive there, not good by Wagner with all those penalties, but we'll see.
That was a bit of a shank punt there by Josh Brown, and that was received by Nick Kaltekian for the Mountain Hawks. And now we will see the Mountain Hawk offense for the first time today and the first time here at home. And it looks like we will not have a commercial break, so the Mountain Hawk offense will come on the field, led by Dante Perry. And they're looking to improve from last year after they finished dead last in offensive efficiency. Last year. The offensive coordinator for Lehigh is Dan Hunt, who was the head coach at Colgate a few years back and had relatively good success there. Perry in the shotgun, Green in the backfield. Pass to the right side is complete to Humphrey, and he will gain about 5 yards on a screen pass.
First set by Lehigh, they have 2 receivers on each side and an H-back, so that's typically a run package. They looked like it was an RPO. Might have just been a design play to the right, but good throw by Perry.
So now it'll be 2nd down 4. Green in the backfield along with Perry, so no Yoder just yet. Perry doing a hard count, takes a snap, back to pass, and he fakes, and he will be sacked. A blown up play right from the start, and the sack is by number 45 of Wagner, and it will be Justin Kelly.
I gotta say it. That's one of those sacks where it's not on the offensive line. The line was sliding to the right, and there were 2 Seahawks coming from the left. Perry's got to just get that ball off quick.
An RPO style play there that you gotta get rid of the ball quickly, and he did not there, and it cost the Mountain Hawks in that situation. So now 3rd down 14 for the Mountain Hawks.
Trips left. Three men on the defensive line. Everybody knows in the stadium it's going to be a pass.
Back to passes Perry. Looking, he rolls to his right. Well, he only fires downfield. It is caught by Green, and he will be just short of the first down. It'll be 4th down 2, and let's see if Cahill decides to go for it here.
This is kind of no man's land. I mean, it's on the 47 of Wagner. You know, you like what you see from your defense the last drive. It's only 2 yards. I would go for it here, honestly, if I were Coach Cahill.
And it looks like they are, and it looks like that I saw Hayden Johnson going out there for the Mountain Hawks.
This looks like a jumbo package. Could just be a hard count.
Let's see if it is. Johnson in the shotgun, and someone jumped. And who's it going to be on?
It was a false start.
And it is.
I think it was 67.
So that's a costly penalty there for the Mountain Hawks, and now it looks like they will punt. And that's a killer penalty right there.
Gotta know the snap count. There are times where, you know, you're playing and you have a call and it's freeze and you don't move. There's literally no play. There's no play call. You gotta, you know, you mentally gotta be there and you gotta be aware that there's no play.
Punting will be Connor Poole from the Mountain Hawks. He gets it off, and it is a booming kick. And it will be down.
Did it hit a Wagner Seahawk?
Oh, and look at a Wagner Seahawk. And what's the call? It's going to be a Lehigh ball. It looks like with the ball deflected off of a Seahawk, and the Mountain Hawks recovered, and now they're in the red zone.
Just a tough break. I think one of the gunners was facing the end zone, didn't know the ball was coming, of course, because it was behind him, and it looked like it hit him in the leg, and Lehigh was just right there.
At first, I didn't even see the ball. I thought it looked, because you could see the punt returner signaling get away, and bad break for the Seahawks, and the Mountain Hawks get another chance at the Seahawks 16.
When you have turnovers like this, you have to capitalize. Scoring off turnovers kills your opponent. Lehigh's got to score here.
Yoder and Perry in the shotgun. They hand off up middle to Yoder, and he will get about 2 yards.
Looked like that was a misdirection. Had Lyman going to the right, handed it off to the left. Nothing going there, really.
Yeah, the Wagner defense was able to snuff that out pretty quickly.
We've seen some 4 fronts and some 3 fronts from Wagner. They've tended to go more 4 front in run situations and 3 front in passing. Lehigh's got 2 tight ends here. Could see a run to the left or maybe play action.
Back to passes. Perry looking, and he's going to run for it, and he'll run for about no gain, and it'll now be 3rd down and 9.
That's going to be a sack on the stat sheet.
You are correct. It looks like they are moving the Mountain Hawks back probably about half a yard there.
If you're Coach Cahill, you got to be super frustrated right now. You know, 1st and 10 off of that turnover, and it's 3rd and 9. You need to score points here. Honestly, might as well just, you know, make a throw that is only catchable by the receiver. And if it doesn't work out, just kick the field goal.
3-man trips to the right side. Green and Perry in the backfield.
Wagner showing pressure.
Back to passes Perry. He's looking. He fires the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown Lehigh on a laser from Perry to Jameel for the first touchdown of the day. Mountain Hawks up 6-0.
Great read by Dante Perry. Wagner sent 6, and they had man coverage. 5 defenders for 5 receivers. He found the slant across the middle, and he threw it right to him.
That's a great way to capitalize for the Mountain Hawks, and able to, even with 3rd and 9, they were able to call a good play and execute flawlessly there. Garrido will be taking the extra point here. Perry holding. The kick is away, and the kick is good. And the Mountain Hawks will go up 7-0 early in this ballgame over the Seahawks, and this is a great start for them. And looks like we will be going into commercial break. So we'll be right back. An exciting start here at Goodman Stadium. Lehigh up 7-0 with 8:59 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Lehigh up 7-0 over Wagner after a 16-yard touchdown pass from Perry to Jeffrey Jamil, the rookie of the year in his freshman year back 2 years ago. And after Lehigh was shut down on their first three offensive plays, a big break for them off of a muff punt that accidentally hit a Wagner player in the leg, and they were able to take advantage of the great field position. The kick is away, and let's see if it'll be taken out. Yes, it will. It'll be taken out by Brown, and he will be pushed out at about the 21-yard line. So now the Wagner offense will be making their way back on the field.
First drive, not too successful for Wagner. Penalties, dropped balls, good plays by Lehigh's defense. If you're Wagner here, you just got to, remain calm. You've had one drive. There's still plenty of game left. Just stick to the game plan.
Back to a run play for the first time today, and we'll be coming back, and that'll most likely be a holding penalty on Wagner.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold on either 63 or 78. Those are two offensive linemen for Wagner. Yes. Oh, 70. Left tackle Brandon Snell with the hold.
So today, so far, Wagner has been racking up the penalties. They have a false start, personal foul, and a holding now. And those three penalties are going to account for about 33 yards. So that's big, and that's been what's keeping Wagner from being able to get things going. So first down 20 at their own 12-yard line now, and a pass, and it will be intercepted by number 16, Mason Moore, and he will go all the way. Will he make it to the end zone? No, he will be pushed out about the 6-yard line, and Alex once again on the doorstep.
I mean, that's what happens when you get so many penalties. You get backed up to a 1st and 20. You got to throw it long, and it was read like a book there. Looked like they had zone coverage. It looked like 2 men deep, and the safety just came up and got it. Big play. Another turnover. Like I said, if you can get turnovers and capitalize off the turnovers, you're going to win the football game. Lehigh's been doing that so far.
So today, the Mount Hawk defense has been bringing it. Some heat in the kitchen right now. So first down goal from the Wagner 6-yard line. Perry and Green in the backfield.
if you're Lehigh, you'd like to run the ball here. Haven't had much success so far, but you'd like to just play it safe and get it in the end zone.
And it'll be a handoff to Green. He'll go up the middle, wide open. You can fit a truck through there. Touchdown, Lehigh on a 6-yard run by number zero, Jaden Green. The first year, and he gets, I believe, that's his first touchdown of his collegiate career, and that puts up Lehigh 13-0.
Great power play by Lehigh. Had the left guard Austin Huff pulling, secured the block that really made that hole wide open for the running back. Just a simple power play can be so effective when you run it perfectly, and Lehigh just did it.
Extra point now will be attempted by Garrido. Perry holding, and the kick is up, and it is good. And the Mountain Hawks on their last two offensive drives have both starred in the red zone. And that just shows you how important defense is in today's world. We'll be going into immediate timeout right now, but we'll be back very shortly. The up 14-0 with 8:22 left to go in the first quarter. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 14-0 over Wagner after two turnovers by the Seahawks, one off of a punt and one by way of an interception by Mason Moore. And this has been a great start for the Mountain Hawks. I don't think you couldn't have asked for anything better at this point. So kicking off for the Mountain Hawks will be Jordan Ziff. It looks like now. I'm sorry. Last time it was Jordan Ziff. Now it's back to Connor Poole. So the kick by Poole is away, and it'll go to about the 15-yard line. Oh, it's muffed. Who's gonna pick it up? It's gonna be picked up by number seven. Jackson Stevens. I'm sorry, Romulus, and it'll be at about the Lehigh 16.
I mean, these are the type of plays that they're going to watch on film on Monday, and their coach is not going to be happy with. You have all of these plays that are just adding up. You know, this drive is crucial for Wagner. If they have a 3-and-out or another turnover, these players are going to start pouting. They're going to start thinking, man, we're not good, or, this game is over. You got to at least, get to the other side of the field on this drive so your players don't lose all confidence.
Run up the middle, and it's going to be by number 0, Sekou Kamu, and he will be stopped for about a yard.
I think Wagner saw the touchdown that Lehigh had a power run on, and they decided to run it themselves. There was a, big mistake, though, by that running back. When you have a guard kicking out, you cannot go around the guard. You have to stay underneath the guard and go into the hole. It looked like there were a lot of Lehigh defenders there, but no matter what, you have to hit the hole.
So Sekou Kamu in the backfield again with Damian Mazel. Ball is snapped. Handoff up the middle and able to just squeeze through the offensive line, but we'll get a gain of about 5 there. So it'll be about third down. It'll be third down and actually probably more of a gain of 6. So it'll be third down and 3 here for the Seahawks.
Simple zone run for Wagner there. When you're doing zone run, you have a gap. You don't have a man. Wagner understood that, and they had a nice run there. Honestly, I would go right to it. That's the one play you've had success on, although Lehigh is showing some pressure.
Late audible here for the Seahawks, getting it from the sideline.
Lehigh shifted out of the pressure.
Ball is snapped, back to pass is Maisel. Over the middle, it is intercepted! Intercepted again by number 3, Nick Paltekian. That was not a great decision there by Maisel, and you could see Nick Paltekian creeping up, and he read that like a book.
I mean, what did I say, Alec? They can't have another turnover like that. In this situation, you're going to see players getting frustrated with each other now. Just a pretty tough start for the Wagner offense. I'll keep it at that. A pretty tough start for Wagner's offense. If you're Wagner's defense, you gotta just settle in here and at least keep your team in the game.
So now the Mounthawks will set up shop at the Wagner 36-yard line. So again, great field position for the Mounthawks. Not quite as good as the first 2 times, but this is still very good.
If I'm Lehigh, I'm taking a shot here. You have all the momentum in the game.
See Perry and Yoder in the backfield. Perry hands it off up the middle to Yoder, and Yoder bounces to the outside. He's got some room, and he's running up the sideline. He'll get, and it will be pushed out for about a gain of 10 yards and a first down for the Mounthawks.
That's great ball carrier vision by Luke Yoder there.
Yeah, I mean, and Yoder again, he was very patient there, and once he saw the hand didn't have anything up the middle, he bounced at the outside and got a good gain out of it. So Mounthawks getting a play from the sideline here. Perry and Yoder in the backfield. Perry. Jamil motioning. Perry takes a snap. Fake handoff. Back to pass. The pass to the sideline for Jamil is incomplete, and that was a dangerous pass there, as it was almost picked off by number 9, Riley Dravitt.
That might have looked like quarters coverage there, meaning 4 deep for Wagner. Almost got an interception there. I think it's 3rd and long, or is that no? It's 2nd and long off of the run before. Yes,
second and 10.
Honestly, if you're Lehigh, I would be pretty conservative here. You're in field goal range. You're up 2 touchdowns. At least make it a 3-possession game. Maybe a run and then a shot deep.
Perry hands it off up the middle to Yoder. Yoder can't find much, but he's pushing, and get a gain of about, looks like a gain of about 4 yards. So not a bad gain there, considering that he really didn't have much there.
I think Lehigh's offense is going to do a pass here, of course, but I think Dante Perry is going to have one read, and if it's not there, just, play it safe. You're in field goal range. Like I said before, you're in control of this game. Don't do anything dumb that can give Wagner some momentum.
3rd and 6 here. Perry back, hands off to Yoder, and Yoder trying to bounce it. He won't be able to, and that'll be a gain of about 3 yards. That'll be 4th down and 2, and let's see what Coach Cahill decides here.
I like that play call. Just get a simple run with your player who's been performing well today. Looks like the offense is staying on the field. I don't expect an actual play, probably just a hard count.
You're at the Wagner 19-yard line. I would think that they'd want to try. I would think they would attempt a field goal. And Garrido is considered a very good field goal kicker in terms of the rest of the Patriot League. He can hit from at least 40 yards out.
I'd be surprised if they ran a play here.
Let's see. Perry in the shotgun. Looks like he's doing the hard count. And they do run a play. He's back to pass. And it's a softball toss to Williams, and he catches it. And it'll be a first down. He'll be tackled about the 10-yard line.
I mean, maybe I'm just too conservative of a play caller, but going for it on 4th and 3 when you're already up 14-0 and have an easy field goal for a 3-possession game. Interesting call, but hey, he called it. He got it right. Lehigh's got a first down.
I like showing confidence in your offense, so you know you have the momentum. put your foot on the gas pedal. Don't let them back in this game. Keep going. And Coach Cahill with a gutsy call there and showing confidence in his offense, and that's something the players like to see. That'll be the first down and 10 at the 11 for the Mount Hawks. Perry in the shotgun, J motioning. Handoff to Yoder, and Yoder goes to the middle, and he'll go into the end zone for another Lehigh touchdown. His second of the year, and the Mount Hawks go up 20-0.
Beautiful zone play. Had a hole, went right through it. Everyone did their job, and that's what happens when everybody does their job. You can't be stopped. Lehigh up 3 touchdowns now in the first quarter still.
And now the Mountain Hawks will kick the extra point, and I don't think, and usually the offense does not score this much, so a very good day so far for them. And as they are looking to get their 21st point of the day, that kick is up, and that kick is good. And the Mountain Hawks are up 21-0 with 3:52 to go in the first quarter. I don't think I've ever seen this down of a quarter from the Mountain Hawks since I've gone to college.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. You know firsthand all the Lehigh sporting events that I've been to. I still am yet to see a victory. I'm not used to this, Alec.
Hey, neither am I. I've been to playing football games too and playing sporting events. And I mean, and hey, like you have not seen a win yet from Lehigh. It seems like you, and so hopefully the curse might be ending today.
Hey, maybe, but you never know. They could come back. I can't get my hopes up, Alec, but, great start from the Lehigh offense. The defense is causing turnovers. Everything is clicking for Lehigh in an important game, which is pretty much a must-win, honestly, heading into, a tough game at Long Island next week, and then you got Princeton, and then into Patriot League play.
And yes, and while the non-conference games are important, the Patriot League games are where you really have to win. And this is very good to see. Get your team a lot of confidence going into them, and the fact the offense has been dominating this much too, and as well as defense and special teams, dominating all facets of the game is really, as it has to be, a huge confidence boost and a huge lift off of the shoulders of Kevin Cahill after last year and after what happened last week. You must be really, really happy with what's going on right now.
Of course. I mean, like I said, this was a must-win game for Lehigh. In all honesty, this is probably the easiest game on their schedule this season. And, especially after a tough game last week against Army, which they were expected to lose by a lot, you got to come into this game and you got to perform, and they're doing that so far.
And let's see, what's your record at Lehigh sporting events again? 0-9?
It's double digits, I think. I don't know the exact number because I've lost track, but it's definitely double digits. I can tell you that.
Well, hopefully we can get you 1 and double digits today, and it's looking pretty good so far. The Mountain Hawks, obviously you don't want to jinx it, but they've been playing really, really good football today.
If the San Marino national soccer team can get a win like they did last week for the first time in, I think, like 20 years or something crazy like that, then I can see Lehigh win. So maybe it'll happen today. Still plenty of football, though, left. We've seen crazier comebacks in especially this sport in college football. I can tell you that.
That is true. That is true. And Wagner on the offensive side of the ball for them. I'll give my spiel after this kickoff. And now a fair catch by number 2 Sam Martin. So not even bothering taking down, they'll start at the 25-yard line.
One thing I was going to know earlier is college is still going with the old kickoff. The NFL adapting a new kickoff style from the few preseason games and the 2 regular season games that have happened already. I really like the new kickoff. It actually causes the returners to return the ball. Way too many touchbacks in the NFL, especially. We could maybe see that new kickoff system come to college relatively soon.
I don't know. It's still really, really new, and I think we still have to gauge the reaction of the players, the coaches, and the fans.
It's also safer too.
That is also true. Maisel takes a snap, a handoff to and off up the middle to number 0 Seydou Kamu, and he'll be stopped for no gain.
Lehigh is so far just dominating the trenches. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, they're getting to their gaps, they're blocking their assignments. They've been dominating up front, which is, of course, because they're up 21-0. When you dominate up front, there's nothing you can do about it.
That's headlined by number 0 T.J. Burke, who had a breakout year last year, is looking to make his mark this year after Drew Carlson graduated last year. So Mays on the shotgun again. He hands it off to Camus again, and a hold on the left side that isn't called, and he's going to get a first down. So that's about a 15-yard gain. It'll go to Lehigh 41. So I think that's the first down today for the Seahawks.
That's a great call by Wagner's offensive coordinator. A 4-2 defensive front is very difficult to run up the middle. So to get a run outside and to seal your gaps is great for Wagner. They're starting to move it a little, getting close to Lehigh territory for the first time.
1st and 10 for the Seahawks at the Lehigh 42.
I like how they're doing the hard count a lot. They're trying to get some penalty yards back.
Another handoff again. This time it's to number 30. It's number 36, Ricky Spruill, and he'll be taken back for a 1-yard loss. So 2nd down 11 here for the Seahawks, and it's been and on offense outside of that last run play, they really have not had much doing.
Surprised Wagner hasn't gone back to the screen yet. That was like their one play that went really far. You know, they came back because of the chop block, but surprised they haven't gone to it yet. Could maybe see it here with 2 receivers and a tight end on the right.
Now it'll be a handoff again to Spruill, and he will once again be stopped, and this time it will be a 2-yard loss. So it'll be 3rd down 13.
I do not understand that play call. Your offense has not been doing well on runs, and it's 2nd and 11, and you're running it. I don't understand that play call.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they haven't been thinking of like, okay, let's just take a shot here and let's see if we can get something going here. And it's 3rd down 12 now, and they really need to get something going here.
I understand your quarterback's struggling, but you got to understand the situation. You're down 21 points. It's 2nd and long. You haven't been able to run the ball. You got to throw it. Like, I don't understand that call there. Now it's 3rd and 13.
So Maisel and Spruill back in the backfield, back to pass, and Maisel will be sacked. He could not get away from number 11, Matt Spatney, as Maisel was looking to roll to his left, and Spatney was able to catch up with him, tackle him by the leg. So it'll be about a 7-yard sack, and they'll be backed up to the Lehigh 33, and the Seahawks once again forced to punt.
That was just a good old-fashioned bull rush by Spatney. Man, I saw that. That was just an exceptional bull rush. He got underneath his pads, put him right on the ground, and went right to the quarterback.
Josh Brown to punt. Nick Baltekian to receive. Baltekian will get it. He will receive it, and he is lit up by number 1, Christian Davis. Immediately got to Baltekian after he caught that, and it'll be and the ball will be placed at about the Lehigh 26, and the offense will come back on the field. And this has been only the 2nd time this game, despite being on their 5th offensive possession. This is only the 2nd one that started in their own territory.
That's what happens when you lose the turnover battle and you throw picks on your own side, Alec.
And credit to the Lehigh offense, they've been taking advantage of every opportunity. So now 2 men in the backfield with Perry, Yoder, and Green. Maybe a little triple option action here. Perry takes a snap, hands it off.
False start.
False start. And that looked like
whoa. The right tackle just went down there after the whistle. Something happened there.
So that penalty be on number 78, Christian Caratolo, and he is the sophomore for Lehigh, and will be 1st down 15 now for the Mountain Hawks. So now just Perry and Green in the backfield this time, and you can see moved just a touch early.
Yeah, I mean it was a split second early, but it means it was a split second too early. So they're gonna call it because can't jump early in this sport. Anyway, I think that Lehigh should just play it safe here. You don't want to cause a turnover.
Hand off to Green up the middle, and now go for about a yard. So he's 2nd down and 14, and now end the first quarter in what perhaps is the most dominant quarter of football the Mounts have had in a long, long time. They are up 21-0 after the end of one, and we'll be taking a quick break. A lot of action here at Goodman Stadium. I wouldn't want to miss it. I know I'm not. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about to start the second quarter between the Lehigh Mounthawks and the and the Wagner Seahawks. Mounthawks, I don't think there's really any other word to sum it up. Dominant in the first quarter, up 21-0. Offense, defense, special teams, you name it. Lehigh easily has the advantage.
Yeah, Alec, I mean, they've been clicking on all cylinders, offense, defense, even special teams with that turnover. When you do that, you get up big. One thing to note is it is starting to raining here. It is starting to rain at Goodman Stadium. You know, not too heavy, but the clouds are pretty strong. One thing to note about rain, especially heavy rain in football games, you know, we don't stop playing for almost any type of weather. Um, when the game rains, it emphasizes running the football, of course, because the ball gets wet and it's harder to throw the ball. And so far, Lehigh's been dominating the trenches on both ends. So that favors Lehigh if the rain starts coming down heavy.
And it looks like that. And again, like you said, the clouds are looking pretty ominous. I see you're looking at your weather app right now. How long is it supposed to pour for?
So it looks like it's pretty light right now, and it's gonna heat up a little. It's supposed to be heavy around 1 o'clock for about 5 minutes or so, and then it's gonna go back down, and then maybe a little drizzle later. So probably a small window of heavy rain.
Now it looks like that Braden Johnson's going to go in for the Mountain Hawks. Hayden Johnson's going for the Mountain Hawks this time, the first year. So they're going to swap out Perry and Johnson to start off the second quarter, which is pretty interesting considering how good Perry was in the first quarter.
Ultimately, you know, it's too early to pull your starters. So this is probably a run package if, you know, the quarterback is a running quarterback. Yep.
And it is. And Johnson up the middle, and he is stuffed.
That was the incorrect read there. You know, when you're doing an outside read, you look at the defensive end. So they were doing the outside read to the right, and you had the left. So Wagner's left defensive end. If he, if he comes up, you keep it. If he if he comes up, you hand it off to the outside. If he is sitting, then you keep it. And that was clearly the wrong read, but it's not too experienced of a quarterback. He'll see that on film. He'll practice it a little more.
So Perry now back in the game. Now, three-man trips right. He's back to pass. He's looking downfield. He fires, and it will be incomplete way over the head of the intended target, Mason Humphrey. That'll be 4th down and 14. And for the first time today, the Mountain Hawks will be, actually the second time today, the Mountain Hawks will be forced to punt.
A lot of hand fighting there, but it was going both ways. Definitely not PI on either side. Just, pretty hard ball to catch there. Dante had to do what he had to do because the pressure was coming.
Poole will be punting for the Mountain Hawks here, and look at some of the stats in the first quarter. Perry has done. He's done a nice job today. 1 touchdown pass, 42 yards, 4-5, and Drop punt. Poole gets it away, and fair catch by number 4 as he almost dropped it. Jeremiah Cole by Jeremiah Colclough, and we'll be going now the Wagner offense will be going back on the field. And that is something they desperately needed right here. They desperately needed to stop.
If I'm Wagner here, I'm getting creative. The running attack is not doing too well. So if you're at 2nd and long, I would stay away from the run and go back to the screen, or maybe some RPOs if you trust your quarterback to make the right read. But I'm staying away from the run on 2nd down in this drive, especially with these rainy conditions and with Lehigh, dominating the trenches so far. 1st down, though, you're going to see a run as we see it here.
And Sekou and Sproul was able to get about a 4-yard gain as he runs to the outside. 2nd down, about 6, and almost had him contained in the backfield, but he's just able to get away.
See, now you can go to the run here because you had a solid run on 1st down. And when you're at 2nd and long and you've struggled to run the ball, it's just a recipe for a disaster if you're going to keep running.
And note, this is a grass field, so grass fields generally tend not to hold up the greatest in the rain. So it could get a little slippery out here once the rain starts. Another handoff to Camus, and this time he will be stopped in the backfield, and that'll be about a 3-yard loss. A combination of tacklers there for the Mountain Hawks, but first to get there looked like it was number 35, Will Parton.
Yeah, I mean Wagner just flipped the play to the left. It was the exact same play, outside zone. Worked the first time to the right, did not work that time to the left. I like the repetition in successful plays there, but Lehigh was ready for it, and now you got a 3rd and long again with Wagner.
Maisel in the back. Maisel along with Sproul in the backfield. 3rd down and about 8. Maisel takes a snap, run up the middle, and he will get away, and he will get about 7 yards, and he'll be just over 1st down. 4th down, 1 on a QB draw there.
I actually like that play call. It's a different type of play. A draw play and a typical run play are extremely different. People don't realize that. When you have a draw, you have the offensive lineman doing pass sets. It worked really well there, and of course, Wagner's going to go for it on 4th and 1 here. I mean, this is an easy decision.
So 4th down, 1, set up in the shotgun again, Maisel and Sproul, and they get an all over from the sideline. So I'd imagine probably a straight handoff here, but we'll see.
Can't get too cute here, Alec. Maybe a run to the right.
And a pass, and it will be complete on a slant to number 3, Jaden Bonelli, and that'll be a huge gain for the Seahawks and a 1st down as they make it into Lehigh territory for the first time today.
I love that play call. Doing an RPO on 4th and 1 where you have multiple options where if one gets blown up, you can try another option, which is what they did right there. They had their receiver downfield.
Back to pass again as Maisel. He fires over the middle. It is incomplete, just out of the reach of Bonelli again.
He had him, Alec. I mean, it was a little overthrown, but he had him on the slant.
And now it really starts to get dark here at Goodman Stadium. Now the clouds are really starting to roll in, and they look pretty ominous.
Starting to see, some pass plays. You're seeing the receivers get open, so the receivers are building up some confidence. You just got to be able to make those throws here. Make the throw here. Ultimately your quarterback has been struggling, but he's been better lately, so I would stick with the pass.
And it's a run up the middle, and Sproul will be stopped for no gain on a 2nd and long, and I'm not sure about that play call right there.
Yeah, it's that same outside zone, which has been working a little, but, Lehigh blew it up the last time. I would get your pass plays in now before it starts raining.
So it's 3rd down and 10 from Lehigh 47, and I don't know if it's still 4th and long. I'm wondering if Mazzella says, screw it, let's go for it here. They get on ball from the sideline. Maisel makes an audible too. Sproul in the backfield with him, set up in the shotgun. 9 moves to Maisel's right. He back to pass, looking. He fires to the sideline. Is way over the head of the intended target, Malik Cooper, and that'll be 4th down and 10. And it looks like the Seahawks will be forced to punt.
I'm not really sure. It looked like Wagner audibled into a six-man protection as the running back was in the backfield blocking. Lehigh didn't really show pressure. I'm not sure why they did that. Ultimately, their route was actually a little open, just pretty overthrown, in all honesty.
Yeah, yeah. It looked like that. It looked like that Cooper was open. And Mazel just couldn't get it to him. Brown back to punt again, booming punt, and Peltecki will fair catch it as it'll go into the end zone, and the Knox will start off at their own 20, with 10:46 left to go in the second quarter. So it looks like we'll be getting an immediate timeout here again. 10:46 to go in the second quarter. Lehigh up 21-0 as they will be back on offense once again after a good stop from the defense. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It just started pouring. I mean, pouring here at Goodman Stadium. The rain coming down hard and fast, and my God, all of a sudden it just got all of a sudden our vision is just all of a sudden we just see a cloud in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the weather earlier, how it was going to rain pretty hard for a short window. It's starting right now. Lehigh's offense is on the field. Honestly, just run the ball. I mean, there's no point in even throwing it. You're up 21-0, hazardous
Johnson again,
conditions, just run it.
And Yoder up the middle, and he's got a seam, and he'll get a first down on a gain of about 12. Almost, if he got away from that last tackler, he would have been off to the races. And it looks like it's actually hailing out there right now. If you look at the ground, it looks like there's. It looks if you look at the end zone there, right at the end zone of the scoreboard, it looks like there's hail. Might be seeing that a little. Maybe not. May not be wrong on that, but all right. But just case in point, raining very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've practiced in weather like this. I've played in weather like this. It's never fun, especially as an offensive lineman when you're, in the trenches. You're hitting the ground very often. It's not fun.
Another handoff dealer is bounced to the outside, and he will make a few cuts, and he will get a gain of about 9 as he made a few jump cuts and as they bounce to the outside.
Man, you're just running the ball over and over here if you're Lehigh. Until Wagner can stop it, until you have a 3rd and long, you're just going to keep running it over and over and over, especially in this weather.
It's going to be 2nd down 1, and Hayden Johnson back in for the Mountain Hawks with Yoder in the backfield with him. And so far, the Mountain Hawks have been winning in the trenches today. And twice there, Wagner jumped off sides, hand off the middle to Yoder again. He will get a first down and more, and he will go to about the Wagner 48, and that'll be another first down for the Mountain Hawks.
Another thing to note is when you continuously run the ball, it's going to shorten down the game because, there are no incompletions. So the clock is never stopping unless you go out of bounds or, unless you fumble or something, like an injury timeout. So Lehigh with the big lead, all the conditions with the weather and the way they're playing right now favor them because they're going to be shorting this game down, even though it's still the first half.
And now and now Green in the backfield along with Johnson, and they're just, and again, the clock just keeps running as long as you keep it in bounds. Hand off to Green this time up the middle, and he will get a gain of about 2. So he's 2nd down and 8 for the Mountain Hawks. And let's see, and they're in Wagner territory once again, and as long as it keeps working, just stick with the run. Curious to see, look, and a bunch of people brought umbrellas, and a bunch of people ran under the stands to take cover from the rain. Obviously, we're not going to melt, but we're not, but you obviously don't want to get that wet.
Little rain never hurt nobody.
Hand off to Green again, and he makes a jump cut. But he'll be stopped for a short gain of about 1. So 3rd and 7 now. And it looks like that. I'm wondering if this time maybe they try and go for a pass. Johnson is still in there. I'm wondering if. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe they just call a simple quick slants here. Maybe try something like that.
They have the running quarterback in. I forget his name.
Hayden Johnson.
Hayden Johnson. Yes, they have Hayden Johnson in the game here, so you could see quarterback run here. I mean, it can't hurt to just throw a little screen pass.
Yeah, get him a little experience. Johnson back to pass, rolls to his right, looking, and he's going to take it himself. He's going to pick up the 1st down and more. He's got to see me. He's going to go to the end zone. 1 man to beat, and he is in. Touchdown, Lehigh on a 45-yard scramble by Hayden Johnson as the Mounts go up 20-0.
What a beautiful play by the youngster. Oh, my goodness. What a read. When you're the quarterback, you're taught that no matter how early in the play, if you feel pressure and you see a gap, just take off. And that's exactly what he did. That's his specialty. Broke right through the defense for a 48-yard touchdown. What a moment for the youngster.
And now once again, attempting the extra point is Nick Garrido, and he's got a decent amount of work today. They're kicking extra points.
Yeah, one thing of note, when you're the kicker, you got to be extra careful that you don't slip because injuries happen like that when you're kicking.
That kick is away, and that kick is good. It looked like a tail. It looked like a tail to the left at the end, but nevertheless still good. And Mounts up 28-0 with 7:25 to play in the 2nd quarter. Does not look like there's immediate timeout here. Actually, is there?
I think we are going to go to immediate timeout here.
All right. I don't. Usually there's someone on the field who signals that, but perhaps because of the rain, he probably decided to take cover. So we'll be taking a little cover as well. 7:25 to go in the 2nd quarter. Lehigh up 28-0. Be right back on this now rainy and windy Saturday afternoon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Lehigh up 28-0 over Wagner with 7:25 to go in the 2nd quarter. And again, that was on a great scramble play by Hayden Johnson. Rolled to his right, had nothing but green in front of him, and was able to make good on it. So a little bit of a squib kick to the 10-yard line, taken by Martin, who muffs it at first, picks it up, and he will be immediately tackled at about the 19-yard line. So the Mount special team just swarming everyone. And now the Wagner offense once can come back on the field, but they're again backed up deep in their own territory.
Special teams not doing them any favors. At this point, if you're Wagner, I'd give it one more touchdown and then I'd start, calling your chips in and start trying new plays just to see, what's working, what's not working at that point. It's getting a little out of hand here. 4 touchdowns in the second quarter.
And yeah, and you were absolutely right there. I'm surprised he didn't fair catch it there at that point. Especially with the conditions out there, I wouldn't think it's even worth it. Handoff up the middle, and that will be a handoff of about 9 yards to number 0, Sekou Kamu.
Just a simple little zone with the H-back pulling to the left. Great blocking there. Big hole. I want to see Wagner stick to these plays that they've been successful on. They've had a few run plays that they've been successful on. Like some of the outside zones have been successful. Some of the powers have been successful, but they haven't been sticking to them, but they're doing that right here.
Handoff up the middle, and he just got the first down, gain of about 2. And Camu this time, and Camu again takes up the middle. And let's see the Seahawks gain some momentum on the ground here. First down 10 here for the Seahawks. And I feel like we've just been saying the same things over and over and over again with every aspect of the game. And nothing has really changed.
Lehigh's just been dominant in all 3 facets of the game, Alec. When that happens, you can't do anything about it.
Maisel takes a snap, he hands it off, bouncing to the outside is Camu again, and he'll be taking it. Will take it for about 7 yards.
Sorry, Alec. Frustrating moment there if you're the running back. When you have a guard pulling and the running back outruns the guard, it messes up the whole play. So good patience, though, by the running back to wait for the block to come through.
And actually be second down about 6. I thought it looked like he must have stepped out of bounds, and I didn't see it. So now Camu behind Maisel. Maisel makes an audible himself. Takes the snap, hands it off again to Camu, and he will be stuffed this time for about a gain of a half yard. And coming up and making the tackle is number 11 Matt Spatney, who's been all over the place today.
Yeah, Spatney's been everywhere, Alec. Pass rush, run defense. He's been the best player for Lehigh's defense tonight. He's been putting the pressure on him as Lehigh's sideline is getting pretty hyped up.
I mean, as they show with the way the game's going, I'd be too. So 3rd down 5 now for the Seahawks.
This is 4 down territory, even on your own 35. I mean, you're down 4 touchdowns.
Maisel back to pass. Looking, he fires to the sideline. It is incomplete. Just over the head or just out of the reach of number 14, Terry McDonald, with Jordan Adderley in coverage. So that'll be 4th down 5, and they're going to punt.
I don't like that play call there. You have, like I said, I thought that was 4th down territory, meaning you have a 3rd down play to set up your 4th down play. I don't know. Their run game was doing pretty well. I don't understand why they didn't just run it twice, and they would have had a good chance to get 5 yards combined. Wagner's punting again.
So it looks like that Brown will once again be out there to punt. He almost muffs it, and he's going to take it himself, and he's going to get sacked. And kind of making the play is number 33, Tucker Nupp, the linebacker for Lehigh. And I don't know if that was meant to be a fake punt or whether it was just muffed, but Mountaineers once again are set up deep into Wagner territory, and they'll be at the Wagner 20th-yard line.
That was not a fake punt. There was no setup screen or blocking for the fake punt. That was clearly just a bobble, and then the punter tried to do the right thing because there were a bunch of Lehigh defenders there that they were going to block it. When you're in that situation, you got to, at least try to do something, and of course, he couldn't do anything.
So Alex will be set just outside the red zone. I've never seen anything like this. Like just pure dominant football from the Mount Hawks, it's a good sight to see for especially for Lehigh fans, because maybe this is a turning point for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, this game is supposed to be a confidence booster, and it does. You know, myself being a Giants fan, I don't see good football in the NFL either. So to see a good game like this has been very entertaining today.
And I know you're looking for the Giants this year, and you must have liked to see that Eagles win last night against the Packers in Brazil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't have to talk about that. We can talk about Week 18 last year, though.
Week 18, the game where it didn't matter, where the Giants were going to Cancun anyways, and the Eagles were going to the playoffs.
Well, the Giants still dominated, but anyway,
Ooh.
the NFL is a separate sport today, Alec. Let's focus on the Lehigh game.
Well, we're focused on it. Yep, you are right. Let's focus on FCS football today, and actually other college football news. Bowling Green was up over Penn State 17-14 in second quarter. They're pretty entertaining game so far at Beaver Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State is a pretty local team here in Pennsylvania, close to Lehigh. You know, we know a lot of people have relatives who have gone to Penn State, relatives who go to Penn State. You know, there are some Penn State ties here. Ultimately, a much more successful football program at Penn State. You know, week 2, they have another tune-up game. They had a tune-up game last week. Or no, they didn't. They played West Virginia, so they have their tune-up game this week. But, you know, it's a MAC team. It's an FBS team, so it's not like a super easy win in a sense.
So it looks like that who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Perry again in the backfield, along with two men, and it's gonna hand off to Green this time, and he will be stopped for about a gain for no gain actually.
I'd be really surprised if we see a single pass play. Maybe only a screen, or maybe on like a third and very long, you could see like a shot deep. But I would be very shocked, especially in this weather.
Interesting. So now it looks like number 7, Matt Makalik, just Matt Mahalik in the game for the Mountain Hawks. So it looks like the third string quarterback is in for them. Interesting. Somebody giving Hayden Johnson a break. 2nd and 10 now. Malik hands it off to Green, and Green will be stopped in the backfield. That's gonna be a loss of about 4.
I don't know if that was a read option. Sometimes they're not read options and they're designed run plays. But if that was a read option, he made the wrong read because he had green grass right in front of him. Now, sometimes I will say quarterbacks do that even if it isn't a read option. They just run to the left to try to fake the defender. So that's probably what happened. But man, if that was a read option, he had an easy touchdown there.
So Perry and Green in the backfield again. 3rd down 14. And someone jumped on defense.
It's going to be on the defense unless the offense flinched first. I think that was on the defense.
The line judge signaling defense. I just saw it. I'm a little surprised they didn't let that play go. Usually in that situation, most referees would normally let that go.
Well, ultimately, Alec, what happens on these plays is it's on Wagner. What happens is if a defensive player jumps, an offensive player can move as a response to that. So ultimately what happened there is the Wagner player jumped, and then I think it was the right guard who moved in response to that. In that scenario, you cannot play the play because the offensive player moved, but it's on the defense. If somebody were to jump into the neutral zone and they snap the ball and nobody moves, then you play, and it's a free play.
Then I stand corrected. 3rd down 9 now for the Mountain Hawks. Perry makes an audible. Green moves to his left now. Perry takes a snap, hand off up the middle to Green, and Green, he's got nowhere to go. And that'll be a gain of about 1.5 yards. So let's see in these weather conditions if Cahill decides to go to Garrido to kick a field goal. And it looks like he's not. He's gonna roll with the offense on the field, which a little surprised. Even in these conditions, I would have thought that they might have try and test Garrido a little bit, considering that they're up 20-0 right now. I
really don't understand this call. It's 4th and 7.5. It's difficult to throw here. You're up 28-0. I would just kick this. You're on the 21-yard line too. It's not like a really difficult kick. Maybe they're just trying to draw a hard count. No, they're going for it.
Back to passes Perry. Fires to the end zone to Humphrey, and it is incomplete, but there's a flag,
It's going to be on
and
the offense.
let's see what it is.
I would be shocked if they called that on Wagner. It looked like the Lehigh receiver pretty much just shoved him to the ground. Or maybe if it's Wagner, it was a hold and he pulled him to the ground, but it looked like a shove.
And it's going to be on the defense. The sideline judge just signaled pass interference on number 24, Zach Rickey. And at the end, he looked like he dragged Humphrey down with him, and that must have been where the flag was drawn.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, frustrating moment for Wagner. But look, I mean, it's pretty difficult to see. The ref was right there. If the defensive back grabbed his jersey and they call an unsportsmanlike conduct on him, too.
That's on number 20, Ryan Lisner.
That must have been some foul language to the ref there because he didn't, he wasn't shoving anyone.
It's also the kicker and the punter. Someone who probably would not have been on the field at that point. And it looks like we're going to have a TV timeout, which did anyone call?
2-minute warning. New rule in college football.
Oh, so there actually is a 2-minute warning now in college football.
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
We're going to go to the 2-minute here.
Yeah, we'll be right back. We got some exciting stuff here. Lehigh now deep in the red zone at the Wagner 6-yard line. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Lehigh up 28-0 at the Wagner 4-yard line on the doorstep of getting yet another touchdown after a passing interference penalty and unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the play on Wagner gave Lehigh gave Lehigh a big chunk of yardage, and now 4 yards away from getting another touchdown.
You're
Perry,
just going to see run play after run play here, Alec. I mean, there's no point in passing.
hand off to Green up the middle, and he is stuck. And as he stopped, they're going to try and push him.
They're going to whistle it down, yeah. They almost pushed him in, but when you blow the whistle, no matter what happens, the play's over.
So that'll be a 2-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd down and 2. And maybe we can see a little tush push action here.
No, Alec, Jason Kelsey's retired, so, that play doesn't really work anymore. But anyway, if you're Lehigh, you're draining this clock. I mean, just take this to the half, really.
Perry and Yoder in the backfield now. So another handoff up the middle, I would say. Wagner probably knows that too at this point. Perry takes a snap, hand off to Yoder up the middle.
He kept it.
And he kept it, actually. He faked me out. And that's going to be a 2-yard touchdown run for Dante Perry.
I like that play call. Everybody thinks it's going to go up the middle. Go with the read option. You have the lane, and you get in easily. A lot of rushing touchdowns from quarterbacks today for Lehigh.
And now they're up 34-0 over Wagner, and again, just a dominant game. And their offense offense, defense, and special teams been firing all cylinders. And Garrido again will attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and it is good.
We might be seeing a running clock in the second half for Lehigh while they're ahead.
Yeah, that's good. That's something to see because usually, I mean, that's another new rule this year, correct?
No, that's been, typical. It's more common in high school when high
Yeah.
school games are dominant. We had a lot of those back when I was playing for New Canaan High School. And, we would play a team that was much worse than us. And it was like 50. There was one game where it was 50-0 at the half, and they just had a running clock. So ultimately, this is a higher level, but sometimes they might just run the clock.
And Lehigh, they just coming out today on fire, and Wagner, they after a dominant win last week against University of Virginia of Lynchburg, we have not seen any of that team today. So now it looks like that they're gonna have the number 95, John Ziff is gonna be doing the kickoff for the Mountain Hawks.
Looks like the rain is starting to die down here.
So yeah, I think you're right. So that's good. That's good for Wagner mostly. Kick is away, and he'll go to about the 6-yard line. Where Martin will return it, and he will get to about the 24-yard line. And again, nothing doing on special teams for Wagner. 56 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. My guess is Wagner probably just knees this out and cuts their losses.
I think there's too much time on the clock to knee it out here. I think that Wagner maybe takes a couple shots and then just starts running the ball. Maybe a play goes in their favor downfield. But after that, you'd probably just expect a couple runs and we go to the half.
Mays on the backfield again, takes it back to pass and throw over the middle. It is intercepted. Intercepted by Nick Peltekian. He's going to run all the way back to the end zone for the touchdown. What a turn of events here for the Mountain Hawks, and they're now 41-0 on a pass that was read perfectly by Peltekian. He just walks right in the end zone for a 24-yard interception return.
Beautiful read by the defensive back there. I mean, you can't ask for anything more from all three facets of the ball. Their offense, Lehigh's offense has been dominating the run game. The defense has caused 3 turnovers, and the special teams caused another turnover too. Lehigh has just been dominating everywhere in this game.
And again, we were expecting Lehigh to win today, but I don't know if we were expecting to be this dominant.
Yeah, of course. I thought, coming into this, I thought Lehigh should win, but I think it would be a lot closer than this.
And kicking the extra point is Kanan Kimball this time for the Mountain Hawks, and his kick is good. So with 48 seconds left, Lehigh up 42-0.
You're going to start seeing some backups come in. I would think that the first drive, typically what happens in blowout games like this, the first drive of the third quarter, sometimes the second drive, you keep your starters in, and then you bring in the backups like about halfway through the third quarter. Ultimately, the reason why coaches do this is because you have all your starters going through halftime and they're all pretty much rested. So, they have the energy to go a couple drives, and you want to, at least make sure that the game is over. If Wagner comes out in the second half and scores 2 touchdowns instantly, then, maybe you keep them in. So ultimately, you never start the second half with your backups, I would say, unless it's really out of hand, like 70-0 or something like that. So you'll probably see the starters the first half of the third quarter, and then you'll see some backups.
So now it looks like that Poole will be kicking off the Mountain Hawks. We're going to do this over again, and the kick will go to about actually go in the end zone, and looks like that Wagner's just gonna play it safe and start out the 25.
If I'm Wagner, I would probably bring in a new quarterback. Ultimately, this game is pretty much over regardless, and their starter's been struggling, but might as well get some reps for the backup here. These are very valuable reps, especially for the quarterback position. There's no position in football that needs more reps than the quarterback because it's so complex and so thorough, where if a game is already out of hand, regardless of how the quarterback's playing, you could get that backup some valuable reps.
And let's see what they do here. So Maisel takes a snap, handoff up the middle. Looks like to Sparul, and he'll be stopped for no gain. And again, sort of tacklers there for the Allen Hawks, and just again, same story every time, almost every time. So second down and 10 for the Seahawks, and they could just take it into the half, but it looks like they're gonna get off another play, and it's muffed and it's fumbled by Maisel, and he's gonna have to scramble to his right, and there's no one even close to where he threw, and it won't be intentional ground because he was out of the pocket at that point.
Yeah, ultimately here, especially after that last pick six, you're just going to run this clock out and take it to the half.
Yeah. So now it's gonna be third down and 10. My guess is they probably just need it here, or maybe run one more play.
I wouldn't see a kneel. I would say probably just a run play. I would be shocked if Lehigh even called a timeout.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. There's no reason to at this point. Maisel throws this silent. It is incomplete. And they ran a pass play, and it's be fourth down and 10 with 12 seconds left. So the Mountain Hawks will have another opportunity on offense to try to get another score. But most likely speaking, 12 seconds left off the punt. It's going to be pretty hard unless Pawtucket gets a really good return here.
The crazy thing is that ball was up in the air and it could have been intercepted too, and he had a lane, but just a little behind that defensive back. Wagner's just going to punt, and I think Lehigh's just going to kneel it.
We're gonna have some wild halftime stats when we get those. First quarter was pretty interesting. The halftime though, that's gonna be a sight to see. Brown punts, and he punts it short, and it'll be fair catch by Baltecchini as he slides to the ground to make sure he covers the ball. So no, so listen, they'll need it here, and then they'll go into the halftime. I think more than satisfied with what they've done so far.
Yeah, you can never be satisfied, Alec, but no, of course. Great performance by the Mountain Hawks, offense, defense, special teams. Everybody's contributing. When you have games like this, especially when you're in a struggling program like Lehigh has been so far, you got to, cherish these moments.
So it looks like they are going to need it. An interesting kneel formation. I'm not sure. Interesting. But most guys are just not running under center.
Yeah, I don't know why you would snap a QB kneel, but whatever. I mean, they get it done. We're going to head into the half.
So we'll be heading to halftime with a dominant Mountain Hawk performance, up 42-0 after after complete dominance in all aspects. And again, the defense started the tone early in the game by generating a turnover in Lehigh in Wagner territory, and also in special teams. They've sort of been unsung heroes today. Garrido has 5 for 5 in extra points, and they also forced turnover as well. So, again, a lot of great results so far from the Mountain Hawks, and this is something Kevin Ko has really wanted to see today against his Wagner Seahawks team. So, the Mountain Hawks will be up 42-0 going into halftime. We'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. Don't go anywhere. We hope to see another great half of football. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are just about to get underway the second half between the interleague battle between Lehigh and Wagner, and we're just looking at the halftime stats right now, and there's some wild stats in here. Funny enough, Wagner is actually leading possession time by about 80 seconds, but pretty much every other category they're currently losing. Penalty yards, punts, fumbles, interceptions, first downs, rushing yards, and pretty much anything else are losing, which is it's kind of insane. Also, the amount of penalties they have. They have 6 penalties for 48 yards, while Lehigh has 2 for 10. Which that penalties are a killer, and they always will be a killer.
Of course. And another thing to note are the third down conversions. Wagner has not gotten a single third down this entire game, while Lehigh has, not been perfect, but they've completed on a few third downs and some fourth downs. The turnover battle has been the determinant factor in this game for sure. Wagner with 4, Lehigh with 0. Anytime it's like that, it's extremely difficult to win a game.
And it's going to be, and kicking off now for the first time today is number 42. And Green will take it out. He's got a seam down the sideline. Green, he's got steps out, and he will step out at about the Wagner 43 or 42 yard line, and what a return there for Jaden Green to start off the second half.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, special teams has been key. Lehigh has had they've been dominant on special teams. It's pretty evident. But ultimately, one thing to know in this second half, you're going to see a lot of weird stuff. You're going to be seeing backups in the game for both teams. You're going to be seeing both teams experimenting new plays. I mean, this game is pretty much over unless Wagner pulls out a miracle. So when in games like this, in the second half, these are valuable reps that you can be getting for your backups. And this is a chance to really install some new plays. So we might see some weird stuff in the second half.
Harry hands off to Yoder up the middle, and he's going to bounce to the outside. He will get about 2-ish yards on that. So he's second down and 8 for the Mountain Hawks, and their starters still in the game, which I'm a little surprised about, considering that about 42-0. It's raining out, and with the conditions, I would have thought Coach K would have said, you know what, let's give the backups some runs and not risk any injuries.
Ultimately, Alec, you don't typically start the second half with your backups unless it's completely out of hand, like 70 points, like Alabama versus an FCS team. You're always going to start the second half with your starters for maybe a possession or two, depending on how the opponent responds.
Screen pass to Jamie, and he will get to about the 37-yard line. And it'll be third down and 3 for Mountain Hawks.
I would expect to see the backups in if Lehigh scores and Wagner gets stopped. That's when I would probably see the backups in right around halfway through this third quarter.
I'd be curious to see some of the adjustments that the Seahawks make in the second half on offense and defense. And start again, third down and 3 for the Mountain Hawks. Green the backfield along with Perry. He will take the snap, back to pass. Looking, fires deep, and it will be caught by Humphrey, and it will be a 37-yard touchdown pass to Ron Humphrey for the touchdown, and the Mountain Hawks go up 48-0.
Yeah, Alec, I mean, in this situation, you can throw the ball here, third and about 5. You're in their territory. You've been dominating all game. You want to just put it in the end zone, get a stop, and get out of this game if you're the starters, and that's what they just did.
An impressive drive to start the second half, and now 48-0, and Garrido will attempt the extra point. The rain subside here at Goodman Stadium for at least the time being. Garrido's first kick of the second half is up, and it is good. So 49-0 Mountain Hawks with 13:22 left to play in the third quarter, and funny and actually we were discussing that when was the last time Lehigh scored this many points by halftime, and I was talking to Steve Lomagino, and he said the last time Lehigh scored 42 points in the first half was against Yale in 2016. So that's an insane stat. That's an insane stat and timeline to me.
8 years in the making, Alec. This has been a long time coming for a Lehigh blowout like this.
And now Mountain Hawks will kick off again. Excuse me, and it looks like that Ziff will be kicking off the Mountain Hawks again. My guess is let's see what Wagner rolls out. Let's see what Lehigh rolls out. If Lehigh, I would agree with you probably saying if Lehigh gets another stop, then they would probably just roll out their backups at this point because if you're on off for the offense, just go out on a high note. Like that's a pretty good high note to me. That deep pass to Humphrey, that really touched on it too. Like I just will point out that was a great pass by Perry. The Ziff kicks it off, and it will go to about the 9-yard line where Martin will return it, and he's got a seam actually. He's gonna go down the sideline, but he'll get stopped at about the Wagner about their own 38. So for the first time in the second half, the Wagner Seahawks will have their offense on the field.
Looks like Wagner's going to bring out a new quarterback, I believe.
Let's see who it is. Actually, no, Mazel's still in the game.
Oh, Mazel's still in the game. I thought I saw a quarterback. Maybe it was a different position.
Must be because Mazel's still in the game, and it's going to be Sparul in the backfield. Mazel back to pass. He throws it to the sideline. It's caught for a short gain, and immediately there to make the tackle is Aiden Singleton. He is the sophomore for the Mountain Hawks. So he's second down 5 for the Seahawks now.
I don't know why. I still don't understand why Wagner has not gone to the screen. I mean, the game's over already, so it doesn't really matter as much, but they had a beautiful screen on their first drive, and they haven't gone back to it once.
That's we hand off up the middle to Sparul, and it'll be 3rd down 1 now for the Seahawks. And TJ Burke on the tackle. So again, I can't say a certain AC/DC song. I can't say the name of the song because it'd be a little inappropriate for a broadcast. but that song is playing in the background. And it's 3rd down 1 for the Seahawks.
I want to note, it looks like some backups are in for Lehigh's defense.
Handoff up the middle, and Danucci there, and did he get the first down? He looks like he did, yes. So 1-yard gain by Sparul there, and that was a big tackle, and it looks like that. And it looks like it's going to be first down for Wagner at their own 48. So that's a good positive start to them to start the set. That's a good positive start on offense to start the second half. Sparul and Camu in the backfield. Ball is snapped, handoff up the middle, and it will be going nowhere to Camu, and a swarm of Mountain Hawks going to make that tackle for a gain of about half a yard.
Yeah, I mean, Lehigh's sending about 6 there. Tough run package there for Wagner. Honestly, would expect them to throw the ball a little more. I mean, not in a sense to come back, but, you want to get your quarterback more reps. You've had plenty of rushing attempts. Your focus right now isn't winning the game. Your focus is getting reps for your players and making them more comfortable in plays that they're not.
Mazel back to pass. He fires his sideline. It is caught wide open there, and running down the sideline is a tight number 10, Chase Stafford, and he'll be pushed out at about the Lehigh 37. So that's one of the few successful passing plays they've had today.
Big hit by the freshman Mekhi Smith, backup who's in the game.
So another first down for Wagner, and the clock does not stop anymore after a first down. That's another new rule in college, a relatively new rule. So 1st down 10, Mazel gets a snap, back to pass, looking to sideline again. He doesn't find anyone, rolling to his right, rolling, and he just throws it out of bounds.
I think this is the farthest that Wagner has been in Lehigh territory this whole game. And I mean, there are backups in for Lehigh. They're at, the 37-yard line. Yeah, I think the farthest they went before this drive was Lehigh's 46, 45.
I think you'd be right on that. It's yeah, I would that because this is the first time they've been within the Lehigh 40. So and that's credit to Lehigh's defense. They've been playing stout today. Great football. And now Mazel screen pass, and it'll be caught It'll go for about an 8-yard gain, and that goes to number 19, Derek Burrell. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Seahawks now. Actually, 3rd down and 1. He got more than I thought.
I'd like to see Wagner go to the zone run here. I mean, it's the simplest play, but it can also be a little tricky for, young offensive linemen because you're taught you have a zone, you don't have a man. But it's literally the first run play that you learn as an offensive lineman, and especially with the forefront here, I think that they can easily get a yard. They're
Now,
throwing.
Maisel is back to pass, and he throws a check down pass to Sparrow, who makes a nice juke, is able to get the 1st down, and interesting play call. It goes for about 2 yards, and I was a little surprised by by a passing call right there. I would not have expected that.
I mean, look, they've been efficient throwing the ball in this whole drive, and they've been better throwing than running this whole game.
And 1st down 10 will be Sparrow and Maisel in the backfield in the shotgun, and Maisel gets an elbow from the sideline. 3-man trips out. Motion man. Maisel takes a snap, hands it off to Sparrow, who has a nice hole up to his right side, and he will get about 4 yards on that. So 2nd down and 6. So 2nd down about 6 for Mountain Hawks.
Looks like they're going to go with, they're going to go 2 receivers on each side. I would ideally run it here if I were Wagner. 2nd and 6. It's getting close to the red zone, so it's harder to throw as they
Another
throw.
pass fires to the sideline and is caught in a nice and shaking the tackle and getting is Jane Benelli, and he gets to 15. That's going to be another 1st down for Wagner, and for the first time today, there in the red zone.
Yeah, ultimately, the Lehigh backups are going against the Wagner starters, so they're going to probably win matchups. I probably should have realized. Ultimately, I think that throwing the ball here is, on 2nd and 6, I think I actually like that call because you have these matchups, especially in man coverage, like that one play where you have starters against backups, and it worked to perfection, really, there with a big play.
Maisel hands off up the middle to Sparrow, who makes a nice juke. And he'll get a gain of about 4 as he runs to the left side. So 2nd down and 6 for Wagner.
One thing to note when you're in the red zone on offense, the entire field shrinks down because there's less space because of, out of bounds in the back of the end zone. Throwing the ball in the red zone is so much more difficult than, any other part of the field, which makes some play callers more heavy on the run. That could necessarily impact Wagner here because they don't have as much room as they're going to throw it to a wide open man.
Wow, a jump pass from Maisel to Sparrow as Minor finally gets on the board with 7.5 to play in the 3rd quarter. Sort of play a Chiefs ran a few years back with Dante Poe. Obviously, a little more complex there, but a very nice pass from Maisel to Sproul. Nice fake out and a nice play to get the Seahawks on the board.
That is a crazy pull there. That is a play from like 8 years ago. I'd also like to mention a specific NBA player named Chris Paul in this situation where, the game's completely out of hand and Wagner, finally getting on the board, even though it's out of the game is out of, Wagner's control. They can't win this game, but at least they're on the board.
So looks like we'll be going into a media timeout now. So Wagner gets their first score of the day on a 16-yard pass from Maisel to Sparrow. Mountain Hawks up 49-7. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Lehigh up 49-6. They must not have made the extra point. I thought the signal was that it was good, but I guess it wasn't. So it's 49-6 Lehigh.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Alec. It is extremely difficult to see if a kick goes through up here in the booth.
So Lisner will be kicking off for Wagner, and returning will be Joshua Green. He takes it out, and he's got a seam down the sideline, but he'll be stopped at about the 29-yard line. I'm sorry, Jaden Green. So let's see who comes after the Mount Hawks this time. Is the starting offense still, or do they roll with the backups? Yep. This time it looks like it's the backups. Hayden Johnson's out there this time along with Jaden Green.
Yeah, I think now is the perfect time for the backups. Wagner just had a long drive. Lehigh scored on the first drive.
Yeah, Matt Divino, the first year is now in a wide receiver. Can't quite see who the two guys are. Trips left, but it looks like it's a lot of backups now. So first down 10 for the Mount Hawks at their own 29. Johnson takes the pass, hands off to Green. He's got he jump cuts, and he's pushed out at the sideline and around the 40-yard line. That's gonna be a first down for the Mount Hawks.
Lehigh has a lot of freshmen in. I mean, looking at this roster, their left guard, their right guard, right tackle, receiver 1, 2, and 3, and their running back and their quarterback. They almost have an all freshman offense out there. So getting these reps for these freshmen are great. I mean, most freshmen don't get any reps, even in practice.
Yeah, I mean it's good, and it's good to see. And that's gonna be almost an offsides there for Wagner.
Yeah,
Not
they
called
got
though.
back. They got back before they snapped.
Green will take it up the middle, and he'll get stopped for about 2 yards. And also Lehigh, this is a Pennsylvania proud team. In recent years, they've accumulated more players from the state of PA and locally too. Like for example, Hayden Johnson is from Lancaster. Like he was or Manheim Township. Like he's from near here. Like he's not he grew up in York County, like, which is not far from Lehigh. Second down and 8. Johnson
Probably a run to the left.
takes a snap and he takes it himself to run to the right, and he hurdles a man. Whoo, look at the hops there from Hayden Johnson. And he'll pick up 10 yards and a first down for Lehigh.
Yeah, I mean, it was a design run to the left, but the quarterback pulls it there. It looks like we're going to get a quarterback switch. But beautiful play by the quarterback there, hurdling a defender.
That's a Sports Center top 10 play right there. You don't normally see a quarterback doing that.
I don't know about that, but still, it was a nice play.
Yeah. So first down, 10 for the Mount Hawks, the Wagner 48 now, and they're on the move once again. Johnson takes a snap, hand off to number 5, and that'll be his first carry of the game, and that is going to be Aaron Crossley, and he'll get about 3 yards out of that. So second down and 7 now for the Mountain Hawks, and it's going to be, and now we're definitely going to do some amount of backups here, because at running back he is listed. See, he is not even listed on here. So I'm not sure what year he is, but he is one of the backups.
Yeah, ultimately, on our depth chart, we only have the starters and the backups, but running back is a position where you get a ton of guys in there, so it's not just going to be the backup, it's also going to be the third string.
Another one up the middle for Crossley, and he'll get about 4, and he'll get about 5 on that.
Wagner's saying they got a fumble.
And they think, interesting. And looks like the officials disagree.
I think that was one of those plays where Wagner actually stripped the ball and recovered it, but it was after the whistle when they downed the play.
So forward progress then.
Yeah.
Now Crossley, he's a first year actually for the Mountain Hawks. So again, another freshman. You might be looking on our game sheet roster now. So third down,
like a
2
jumbo
now.
package almost. They have 2 tight ends on each side.
Handoff up the middle to Crossley. He's not gonna get anything out of that. That'll be about a gain of a half yard. It's gonna be fourth down about 2 and a long one.
There's no point in punting here, in my opinion. And they're gonna do it as I say that. I mean, maybe just
Yeah.
because it's a
Yeah.
blowout, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're on there like what, 38, and
So,
it's only 2 yards, and your offense has been clicking. I know it's the backups, but still.
so first year Connor Poole will be out to punt for the Mountain Hawks. Long snapper is David Laganga. Poole's punt is away, and it's a pretty decent punt. And it's gonna be fair call at about the where they gonna spot it about the well either the 12 or the 11-yard line. I'm not sure. Looks like there's a little bit of disagreement by two of the officials. So it looks like it's the 11-yard. Yes, it looks like the 11-yard line.
I don't know why he fair caught it. He had a lane to run for at least like 10 yards.
Maybe they didn't think so. Maybe they just didn't want to risk it after what's been going on in this game.
Yeah, maybe.
So it looks like there is going to be a commercial break. 3:02 to go in the third quarter. Lehigh at 49-6. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the 3:02 to go in the third quarter, and we're looking at college football as we're also watching some college football. Pass the silent that is caught, and Mike DiNucci just wraps up and throws number 19 Derek Burrow out, and it'll be a game about two. And Penn State and Bowling Green a close game right now. Penn State just took the lead over Bowling Green in the third quarter, 26-24 for now. And then you've also got Tulane up over Kansas State 2010. And the big game, Texas Michigan. Texas is up 24-3.
Yeah, Alec. I mean, game of the week, number 3 Texas versus the defending champs, number 10 Michigan. Michigan graduated so many players, either just graduation or to the NFL.
That's a handoff up middle for a game another 2 yards by Sparul.
Yeah, but ultimately, the experience of Quinn Ewers, the experience of Texas, who made the playoff last year, looks like we have an injury on the field. I think that's number 26 for Lehigh.
That's Bryson Edwards, the starting junior linebacker for the Mountain Hawks. Looks like it's just a cramp because you can see the trainer immediately giving him water.
Yeah, but back to Texas and Michigan, this is a key game, especially with the new 12-team playoff. As another thing I'd like to mention, Kansas State down 10-20 at Tulane. That's a tough game for Kansas State. Tulane has been a great program the last few years. Beat USC 2 years ago when they had Caleb Williams. They're one of the best non-power teams, and this game would be crucial for Tulane because, with the new 12-team playoff, there will be an automatic bid to the highest ranked non-power champion because the 5 highest ranked conference champions make the playoffs. So this could be a crucial game that Tulane could secure and really help their chances of getting that spot.
That run play is blown up. Loss of 2 yards now for Wagner. They're going to punch, and that's going to That's a brutal lot. That's not really I'm not really sure about the play call there on 3rd and 5, but nevertheless, Lehigh stuffs the run there for a loss of 2, and again, once again, Wagner with another punt, and Josh Brown's getting a lot of work today for the getting a lot of work today for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think his leg is going to be sore tomorrow.
See, so they're punting from their own 14. The kick is away, and it's a line drive kick to Paltekian, and he will pick it up and play on a bounce, which
Yeah, at that point, you just got to get it and get down.
yeah. So it'll be Lehigh will get the ball back at their own 40 at their own 42 as we go into yet another commercial break. And hopefully this is a short one because this game this is there's definitely been a decent amount of them lately, and it's yeah. And speaking of which we'd like to let's thank everyone who's been watching the game today. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your support in the club and of us. And we hope to hear you and we hope to hear you guys listening and see you guys listening on future broadcasts.
We got a lot of future games coming that are going to be better than this one. I mean, this game has been fun, but it's been out of hand for a while. We have some big games, whether we're calling field hockey, we're calling women's soccer, men's soccer, other fall sports. This is one of the bigger seasons, especially with football. We have more football games coming. We will, of course, be calling Lilov, which hopefully is a better game than last year. Lafayette started this season in the preseason FCS polls, I think at around 18 or 19. So they're, looking to have another strong season. So that should be a big game. That game will be home. So we will be broadcasting. But ultimately, like Alex said, we appreciate those who are watching, those who are supporting the club, whether it's, on campus if you're a student, whether you're a parent, and, you don't have access to ESPN Plus, we appreciate the support.
So speaking of future broadcasts, our next week broadcasts are actually soccer broadcasts, all of them. So tomorrow, Milena Sheldon, Ryan Hatfield, and Xander Maisie will be on that game tomorrow for women's soccer versus Cornell, and then Tuesday, Evan Woodward will be on the call against. Will be on the call against Vermont, and on Thursday, another women's soccer game against LaSalle. And that'll be called by myself, Jackson Cramp, and Mike. So great cruise, good set of games, and we can't wait to see all you guys hear all you guys listening. And there are some really good commentators and really good at what they do. So it'll be very exciting to see them operate and call a game, and we're looking forward to, especially with the sport like soccer, where the soccer players, by the way, I talked to quite a few of them. They're very, very good people. Very, very nice.
Yes,
and
very humble too.
Yes.
Love to see that.
Absolutely. So 1st down and 10 for the Mountain Hawks. Johnson in the backfield. He will hand it off to Crossley, who will probably actually lose a half yard. So he's 2nd down and long 10.
Going back to some more of our college football discussions, we have some more big games coming later today. The Cy-Hawk Trophy will be claimed today between Iowa and Iowa State. That game is not necessarily a shootout very often, I would say, especially with Iowa's, struggle on offense lately. But, a big rivalry like that is always good to watch as Lehigh's about to snap the ball.
Handoff again to Crossing. He'll bounce to the outside. He'll get a decent gain out of this. And he'll get up to about the 40. He'll get about to the 45-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down about 8.
Another game, too, coming up later. Colorado is going to Nebraska. An OG Big 12 rivalry from back in the day. Of course, Colorado left for the Pac-12 and now is back in the Big 12. But Nebraska is now in the Big 10. That should be another good game, especially how close the game was last year and, all the hype around Colorado. How Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders. They're fighting for clicks, as Dan Lanning would say. But, you can't deny that they have some talent on that team. And so does Nebraska with their 5-star freshman quarterback, Dylan Raiola.
We will continue that discussion at the start of the fourth quarter. So 49-6 Lehigh, and looking to pick up their first home win since November of 2022, and on the doorstep doing that with 15 more minutes to go between that. Don't go anywhere. You will want to see what happens next. Back, ladies and gentlemen. Start of the fourth quarter, Lehigh up 49-6. And again, a lot of stuff happening in college football game. A lot of stuff happening in college football today. And Nick, what have you seen? What have you been seeing so far?
I mean, there are a bunch of good games. Texas is dominating Michigan. Lehigh's gonna throw it. Looked like, yeah, it was encroachment. Oh,
Oh
he took a
man,
lick there.
Mike, oof, man, that was a big hit.
That was completely legal. He was running. He did not slide. When you
Yeah.
have the ball and you're running like that, you got to be ready for a hit. I'm sure the coaches are gonna. Yeah, I mean, it was offsides anyway, but I'm sure the coaches are gonna try to educate their freshman quarterback to not take those hits.
Yeah, don't if that's like if you feel like something that's gonna happen, just go down and don't, or at least put yourself in a position where you know you're not gonna get lit up like that. So it's third down too. It's a nice hit, but unfortunately won't go in the stat book for Wagner.
Yeah, going back to our college football discussion, there are some other good games on tonight. We have Tennessee versus NC State. That's a ranked matchup in the Dukes Mayo Classic. So that's a neutral site game. That's a good game. NC State is an underrated team this year, I think.
So keeper up the middle for Malik, and he will pick up the first down. I'll go to about the Wagner 42. I'm sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah. Ultimately, Tennessee is probably the better team in that matchup. They're in the SEC. They play the best teams every single year. They have a lot of returning starters from last year. They have a promising quarterback in Nico Imaleva. Um, NC State, Grayson McCall, the transfer from Coastal Carolina, brings a ton of experience, a fifth-year senior. That should be an exciting matchup.
Now it looks like there's gonna be a false start.
Yeah, that's got to be a false start.
That's gonna be on number 64, Sammy Achi. So that stops the clock for now. Be first down 15 for the Mountain Hawks. And the clock restarts once again.
Another sneaky college football game tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. Oregon will be hosting Boise State. Boise State is a good team. They're another one of these non-power teams that could make the playoff. A win at Oregon would help their chances so much.
Uh, Absolutely. And Boise State, and going back to NC State and Boise State, both those teams are sneaky good teams. Like they've been on the rise the last few years.
Oh, for sure. I mean, NC State has been a very underrated program. They've had a ton of great seasons lately. The past 3 or 4 seasons, they've had 9-win seasons, 8-win seasons. You know, they're looking to get over the hump and get into double digits. Regarding Boise State, that is a sneakily good matchup for multiple reasons. You know, first of all, Oregon looked pretty bad against Idaho. You know, they got the victory, but they were 48-point favorites and they only won by 10.
Up the middle by Crossley, and he's running over people and shaking tackles, and he'll get a first down, and he'll be stopped at about the 29-yard line of Wagner.
Ultimately, Oregon is still a very good team, and I'm sure that they just struggled in their first game together with a lot of new transfers. Transfer quarterback Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma. But another thing is Boise State might have one of the best, or they certainly do have one of the best players in the country, in Ashton Ginty. In his first game, the junior running back had 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns at Georgia Southern last week. That alone is just crazy, but he had almost 200 total yards of offense on top of that, of course. He's a dynamic runner who Oregon is going to have to figure out ways to stop as we get a flag here on the run.
Interesting.
Looks like it was in the secondary. The flag was thrown.
Interesting. I'd say it's holding, but that looks a little that's kind of an odd spot for the official to call a holding penalty.
The refs are discussing this one.
Curious to know what it be. Okay, it is holding on Lehigh, which that's a little bit of an odd. I'm surprised that official wasn't the one who threw the flag.
Hey, I mean, if he saw the play, then he's got to call it.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
Yeah,
that
of
was.
course,
I'm
of
not saying it was
course.
the wrong call. I'm saying it's
Yeah,
like
it was
usual
one
for
of the
back
corner
judge.
judges. It was far away, and the flag was thrown in the secondary.
Yeah. Interesting. So I was a little curious to see what they're discussing there exactly. I don't know maybe the spot of where it happened.
Yeah, Alec. And on that subject, there's been a lot of discussion on, having more mic'd up moments. The XFL, or now the UFL, as they merged with the USFL, they have clips of coaches being mic'd up, of referees being mic'd up in the discussion. They literally show on reviews the review center, and they have the audio of the review center.
And honestly, I think it's a great way to bridge kind of the connection between what the officials are calling and what the fans are seeing. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, ultimately, there are certain calls where there might be something that you don't understand. Even myself, who played football for 10 years, maybe even an NFL player watching doesn't understand something. So to, have that all access to the studio, whether it's, the replay official or the officials on the field, that's definitely something that we could see in the future in the NFL.
So Matt Mahalik now back in a quarterback for the Mountain Hawks. He takes a snap, another hand off up the middle to Crossley, and he continues to be weaving his way in and out of tackles. He'll get a decent gain out of that, about 7 yards. It'll be third down and 13 now for the Mountain Hawks. But yeah, it's yeah, you are very right. You are very right in what you're saying. So and again, the thing is I like the fact they're expanding the college football playoff. I really like it. I was a big fan of it. I don't like how there's only 4 teams. How there's plenty of other deserving teams that don't get in. That are arguably better than the top 4 teams that actually do get in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd like to note we have a new quarterback in for Lehigh, Luke Henrich. So the 4th quarterback for Lehigh today.
Yep, and that's gonna be a handoff up the middle to a new running back now in Connor Hilling. He gets a decent gain out of that. That'll be about That'll be allowed 11-yard gain. It's gonna be 4th down and 3 now. 4th down 4. So it's 10-yard gain. So it looks like that
At this point, you're just gonna go for this. Like,
Yeah.
just get the extra rep, and there's no point in kicking it. Doesn't do anything to the score. Just get these freshmen at least one more rep.
So 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 it looks like that Heinrich is back. Heinrich is in the backfield. Handoff, and it's gonna be up the middle. It's
I
gonna
don't
go
think he got
nowhere.
it.
Yeah, he didn't get anything out of that. So it'll be a turnover on downs for the Mountain Hawks, and it'll be their first turnover on downs today. And now, and why don't take over at the Lehigh at the Lehigh 20. I'm sorry, at the Rome 23. The offense is sending it back out there, but it looks like there's gonna be an immediate timeout. So we'll so so we'll be right back. 9:42 have to go in the fourth quarter. Lehigh up 49-6. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Here they are. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9:42 left to go in the fourth quarter. Where this game has been all Lehigh so far. Although Wagner has outscored Lehigh 6-0 in the second. Actually, Lehigh outscored Wagner 7-6 after an opening drive where they scored, but Wagner was able to get a touchdown right back. So Mazel's still in the game. I'm not really sure why he's still in the game at this point. And in the backfield with him is Camus, and he's back to pass and it is caught. Diving catch by Benelli, and that'll be a first down for Wagner.
Good throw there. I mean, there were 3 defenders right there. I thought it was going to be picked, but it went right through all of them.
I mean, Mazel's made he's been living dangerously today.
Oh, for sure.
He has he has 2 interceptions. One of them was returned for a pick 6. Actually, I'm sorry, 3. Back to pass again. He throws it in the ground.
He had nothing there.
So that'll be second down and 10. He's had 3 interceptions today. One of them was a pick 6 by Nick Paltecki and the star safety for the Mountain Hawks.
Going back to, your mentioning of the expanded playoffs this season, I'm a huge fan of the 12-team playoff. If you think about it, having 4 teams was better than 2, but, there are times where they aren't actually the best 4 teams. You think back, oh, whoa,
and
he almost broke that for a touchdown.
Sproul running people over. He gets a good gain out of that for about 16 yards. For about 18 yards, and that'll be a first down for Wagner. They're in the Lehigh territory.
Yeah, but going back to the playoff discussion, I think back to, 2 years ago when TCU got absolutely destroyed by Georgia. Ultimately, in the moment that they deserved to be in the playoff, of course, they had a good win against Michigan. But, man, I mean, you cannot sit here and tell me that Alabama, who was number 5, their 2 losses were a game-winning field goal at Tennessee, who was number 6, and a game-winning 2-point conversion at LSU, who was number 10. You cannot tell me that Alabama was not a better team than TCU that year. And I think now
Mhm.
with the 12-team playoff, there's no shot that the actual best two teams are not going to be playing in the national championship. And I absolutely love that.
I 100% agree. And also, are all those games a neutral site, or are they gonna play some at home, some actually at the home at the higher seed stadium?
Yeah, so ultimately, it's a bracket of 12 teams, meaning the top four seeds get buys. The first round of the playoff is at the home stadiums. The quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the championship are all at neutral sites. They're all at bowl games. But the first round is at the home team stadium, which I think is going to be in an electric atmosphere. Let's say there's a game at Penn State or Alabama or, any of these big schools. They're going to be elimination games on college campuses. I am really looking forward to that.
That's gonna be an insane atmosphere, especially in the South, where college football is everything. And and again, at SEC football atmospheres compared to none other. I,
Oh, for sure. Not even SEC, just college football. I mean, you have stadiums like the Big House in Michigan where it's 105,000, 107,000. It gets crazy loud.
and then you've also got Beaver Stadium at Penn State too, where that game get really loud,
Oh, yeah.
especially at whiteout. That's something that's an experience of a lifetime from
I
what
think
I've.
we have a false start here on Wagner.
You're correct.
Another thing to note about the playoff is yes, we have a false start on Wagner. Another thing that I absolutely love, I think the entire system is perfect. There are four buys, right? The four buys go to the four. So, like I said before, the five highest ranked conference champions automatically make the playoff. So, 99% of seasons, that will mean it'll be the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the ACC champions will be in the playoff. You know, those four teams are going to get the seeds 1 through 4, which puts a heavy emphasis on winning your conference. That I love, especially now with these super conferences where you have conferences of 18 teams or 17 teams. Winning your conference championship is so much more difficult than it used to be because the competition is so much better, but it gives you motive to do so. I was worried that conference championships wouldn't really mean anything if it was, just the actual 12 best teams. I love that the four champions get a bye. I absolutely love that. It puts an emphasis on winning your conference.
Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree with you on that. You want there to, because I feel like once you get like with the college football playoff in the past, there doesn't really, as Kamau gets an 8 yard gain out of that, you don't really have. There's not really much of an emphasis to get one get like the 1 seed. As long as you're within the top four, you're fine because it's all neutral site.
Yeah.
So this I agree. This kind of this kind of seating is very beneficial.
Mhm. And another thing too is that the fifth highest ranked conference champion, now that the Pac-12 is pretty much no longer, is going to be a non-power team. So a non-power team is going to get in automatically every single season, which I love as well because you had years where UCF was extremely good and they never got a shot at the championship and they had to be self-proclaimed national champions. Now we did see the Cincinnati Bearcats in 2021. They made the playoff as a non-power team, and that was really I was extremely happy that it happened. But you could tell in their game versus Alabama, they were not really on the same level in a semifinal. Now we're going to have these teams automatically get in a quarterfinal. I think that's so much better.
Yeah, exactly. There's not. We need to see better competition, and I feel like that as the rule runs for about 3 yards, we need to see like more fair competition. I feel like that in the that in, especially like usually in in the college football in the semifinal, even the final, the games have been that good. Like the past few years, I feel like it's been one team that's been dominant, and there's been a team or two in there. You're like, why do they have any business being in the college football playoff? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and then another thing too is a lot of people are pretty critical about the non-power team making it in, and what I will say to that is most of the years that team is going to be the 12 seed in the playoff because they're not going to be rated super high. They'll probably be in the late teens, maybe 20s. But ultimately, yes, they automatically get in, which I love because, it gives the little guys a shot every year. But they're put in the hardest situation. They have the lowest seed. They're basically, let's say Notre Dame goes 12-0 and they're the number one team in the country. They can't be in the top four because they won't win a conference. They would be seeded number 5. So they'd have to play the best team. No matter what, most of the years they're going to be playing the best team that hasn't won a conference championship, and they're going to be on the road. So it's already a super challenge for them to win. As I think Wagner just scores a touchdown.
All raw to the left side. Maisel throws a nice touchdown pass to number two. Number 3. Jalen Bonelli, who's at quietly, I say, for the Seahawks. So that'll stop the clock with 2:58 left to go. And again, now the Seahawks have outscored the Mountain Hawks 12-6 in the second half, and looking to make it 13-6. Now I have to actually look. Now this time I actually look. I need to pay more attention to the signal, not just assume.
Yeah.
So the kick from Lisner is up, and it is good. And that was a booming kick too. Almost hit the scoreboard. Went over the netting, and now it'll be 49-13 Mountain Hawks. And looks like we're gonna have a commercial break. We're gonna have two. We're probably gonna have at least 2 more of these, I think.
I
And
hope not. We're almost at the 2-minute warning.
we've won for the 2-minute warning, and I'm not sure if they've done 3 already outside of it. So 2:58 left to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2:50 left to go in the fourth quarter between Lehigh and Wagner. And Lehigh is 2 minutes and 58 seconds away from getting their first home opening win since 2018, and their first home win since 2022. So a big moment here for the Mountain Hawks, but potential and hopefully a turning point for this program as well.
For sure. I mean, I mentioned this before. This was a big game for Lehigh. If they lost this game, they probably would have lost all confidence for the rest of the season. But man, did they perform today.
And that'll be a legal kick out of bounds by Wagner. So we'll start off at the 40-yard line, I believe.
Looking into next week, yes, they're calling a legal kick. Looking into next week, Lehigh will be traveling to Long Island to face the Sharks. They're a good program. They have been, on the fence of playoff potential for FCS. They're in the NEC. They're in the same conference as Wagner. This can be a difficult game for Lehigh, but ultimately they're going to have a lot of confidence going into that game after today's performance.
I would agree. I would 100% agree with that as we are in yet another commercial break.
After the kickoff is insane.
Yeah, this is not even the big network. 'Cause big networks would do something like this. Like according to our sheet here, they need to do 4 media timeouts, clean 2-minute warning in the second and fourth quarter. So
The 2-minute warning is coming in 58 seconds.
yeah, well, ESPN Plus needs to get in the commercial breaks.
Of course, ESPN's got to get ads in.
Luckily, we always take you through this commercial break because we want to provide you as much entertainment as we possibly can.
Yes, this is free at the Lehigh
Yeah.
Student Broadcasting Club.
And you don't have to pay a subscription for it. And it's on YouTube. It's easy to access. So listen up. So, ladies and gentlemen, tell your friends and family, listen to us. And you can get a free broadcast brought to you by students who are broadcasting their fellow athletes in the sports they thoroughly enjoy and have a lot of fun with it too. And everyone's really enthused and excited about it, and everyone's really professional and really good at what they do. So that's again. If you have the chance, tell your friends and family, listen to us. and hopefully this commercial break will be done shortly. This is starting to. So let's see if we can talk about. Let's see what we can talk about here. So I honestly, one thing I forgot to do is I underpacked on some clothes this year, and I think that I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I underpacked on on some things this year, and I'm trying to think what can I I probably should get my parents to make some stuff up for me, especially food.
Oh boy, I did not expect to hear hacking commentary in a football game today, Alec. Oh yeah, I think I underpacked a little too. I had to buy some stuff last week for my room. Almost got him to jump.
Well, luckily I have my own washing machine this year. So that'll be a 3-hour cross to the right side. Is nice having I live off campus in Southside. It's way nicer having a washing room, having a washer in your own room instead of having to go all the way down to.
Oh my God, yeah, SMH. That was such a long commute to do laundry. For me, I'm in a chapter house in Greek life, and my room is actually right across the laundry room. So my commute might actually be shorter than yours, Alec.
Maybe, but the washing machine's in my room, so it's pretty short for me too. And now taken by the quarterback, and this time it's actually number 14, Matt Rosher. That's the fifth different quarterback I think we've seen today.
They have 5 quarterbacks suiting up. That's kind of crazy, not gonna lie.
I guess there's not. I mean, I know there's not as many restrictions as there is in the NFL. In terms of how many quarterbacks you can carry and how much you can dress, but 5 is kind of insane. The fact that 5 actually got into a game is pretty wild.
I think the 2-minute warning. I think I have a great idea. If the score is greater than if one team is leading by more than 28 points in the second 2-minute warning, they should just skip it.
I 100% agree with you. This is a little bit of overkill. Like I understand we want to follow the rules and regulations, but this game is over. As there's a bunch of cute dogs showing on the screen, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Today is Bring Your Dog to the Stadium Day or something like that.
It's JFK Savage. It's presented by JFK Savage. I think it's something to do with animals. I think it's like Bark in the Park for baseball.
Yeah.
It's something like that. I mean, I don't know. Although I wouldn't really want to bring my dog in this weather though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but nevertheless, it is. We'll call it Bark in the Stadium. We'll stick with that. And
we'll improvise here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, we will, because we don't have an official name for it. And it's actually Dog Day. That's what it's called. Dog Day here at Goes Same Percent by JFK Savage. And we had a good game, and we definitely had some cute dogs on the screen. There's one right now. There's a nice husky right there. And hopefully, we've been. I wasn't expecting to have dog commentary today either.
Yeah, I mean, Lehigh has been a bunch of dogs on the field today, so
it's pretty on par with the course.
Oh, for sure.
Now,
this 2 minute has been particularly long.
I was just about to say that. I'm not sure why this is taking. This feels like it's taking an eternity. I'm
On
al-
the hop here, fellas. Let's go.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that like that at some point there's a rule where they just like or it's like okay yeah we're just gonna play through this like this is just get like it's overkill. It's prolonged. It's and also yeah it's definitely getting a little prolonged here. I'm hope so if we can get the first down here that pretty much that ends the game pretty much there and there will
Well, the game's over
it,
already. They're
it,
just
it is. I mean like then at that point they can just knee it at that point mathematically speaking.
yeah, like Wagner's not going to be calling timeouts.
Yeah. Let's see if we get a pass here from Rauscher.
They just chuck it deep.
Rauscher he heads off this time to Crossley. And Crossley he gets close to the first down, 4th and 2, just short. At this point, I imagine they just run it.
Yeah, one more first and they can just kneel it.
Yeah, well, they actually have to pick up the first down.
Oh, it's 4th down.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's why I'm just saying go for it.
Yeah, they're just no, they're
No,
punting.
I don't.
Dude, if we get a timeout after the punt, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm not sure why we're punting here though. I mean, like there isn't much of a point. Get your quarterback some reps. Like,
Dude, Wagner's not gonna chuck it downfield. Just run it, and then Wagner will knee it. Like
why are there run some plays? But
maybe they want to get their punter some reps because he hasn't had too many today.
so let's see. Punt from Poole, kick is away, and that's gonna go to Martin. He'll take it out and return it, and he finds him some room up the middle. He'll be tackled around his own 35. So it looks like there is going to be no commercial break this time. So with a minute left to play in the fourth quarter, we will play a score out with hopefully no more stoppages because I need to get back and do homework.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I've been a little slacking all these past few days. I gotta get back on it.
Did you do all the the accounting homework?
I did. I got it done. I got the like chapter 3 stuff done before, like 2 or 3 days beforehand.
Yeah.
Did
That
you?
comprehensive problem took so long.
It-
It was like 37 journal entries.
Mhm.
Those of you who are watching, if you guys are accountants, Alec is an accounting major. I'm a finance major. I might double major in accounting potentially, but we have
should.
accounting 315 together, which is probably more entertaining than this game right now.
It definitely was a decent amount of homework this week as that run goes to the left side and Sparul will get a decent gain out of it. He'll get about 7 yards to the left side. And Wagner's taking a timeout.
Oh my god. Are you kidding?
That's
Why? Why are you calling a timeout? I do not understand coach's decision when the
That-
score is 49-13. I mean, you're down 36. Like, let's just get the buses ready.
I mean, I'd be a little because usually that's an unspoken rule. You don't take timeouts a blowout game. You just don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's less like annoying because they're the team that's losing that called it, but still, like, come on, let's all get out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Like I don't know what this is going to accomplish, but I would at some point I fire the official. I would just say no, you're not taking that timeout. So raining out, and we all want to go home.
Just tell them no.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, you're actually out of timeouts.
Let's see, and
I see getting out of bounds.
and that's going to be a first down, and is that going to? Are they going to run the clock here?
He got out of bounds.
No. Wait, what? Oh wait, they're not. They're rushing to the line, but I'm not sure if they realize the clock stopped. And now Mays will make an audible. 3-man front here. Back to pass, looking downfield, rolling to his right, fires, and it is incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 10, and the game continues. I'm surprised we haven't seen essentially just running plays from here on out.
I am too, Alec. In all honesty, I'm surprised that we aren't even in your car right now.
Yeah.
What car do you drive, by the way?
I drive my Subaru Forester.
Nice. Honda CRV back at home in Connecticut.
Yeah, I like Hondas. They're pretty nice fuel efficient. I do like my Subaru though. Although I think it's nice. It's a nice car. Fires in the middle. It is caught, and a big hit from number 42. From number 42, Walker Blair, and that's your boy, isn't it?
Yes, that is Walker Blair from New Canaan, Connecticut. I went to high school with Walker. I played football with him. He's huge. He lifts a lot of weights, and they're spiking the ball for some reason. Great guy too. Another one of these super humble guys. Couldn't say anything bad about Walker Blair.
Yeah, and you've spoken very high of him, and that's a nice play there by him. He seems like he's got great character too. So, based on your opinion, it seems like they got a really good player.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing special teams for them. Last year, as a freshman, he was on special teams. He's on special teams again today. He's on the kickoff team.
And 2nd down and 10 for the Seahawks after they spiked the ball, even though they're down by 36.
26 long seconds to go, my friend.
Back to pass. So the middle is incomplete. Pass intended for number 4, Jeremiah Colclaw. It'll be 3rd down and 10 with the clock stopped. And they must really want that one last touchdown. So 3rd down and 10 here for the Seahawks. Might be the longest 3 minutes of football we've ever had. 3rd down and 10. Maisel takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking. He fires in the middle. It is caught. And he will be.
Are they
get out
the
of bounds.
clock?
No, they are not. They're gonna say he was out of bounds. Oh, actually, no. Why are you saying a timeout?
I don't understand this, Alec.
If I were Coach Caleb, I'd be pretty pissed about
At
this
this
right
point, At this point, we got to think what the spread was. Are some bettors trying to? Because that's really my only explanation. Lehigh's up by 36. What if the spread was like minus 30.5 or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was 32.5 in favor of Lehigh.
I mean, ultimately, no, I'm just saying that as
Oh.
a joke. I don't know what the spread actually was, but, of course, nobody on the coaching staff of Wagner has any bets on this game. Ultimately, that could be the case.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Or maybe it's the over-under. I'm sure the over has been hit.
Maisel back to pass and is caught, and that's going to be out of bounds. And 8 seconds left now. I'm not sure why the official didn't wind the clock there because his forward progress was stopped. Gotta follow the rules to a T.
Yep.
Let's see. Maisel and Sperul in the backfield, which again I don't know why the Wagner stars are still in. I still fail to see that. Still fail to see the point. Back to pass. He's looking. He's running up the middle. He dumps it off to Sperul, who will get popped.
Think that's going to be the
15?
game?
And it is. And that'll be it. And Lehigh will get their first home opening win since 2018. Their first home win since 2022. And for the first time this year, Mountain Hawk faithful can say it's a Mountain Hawks win. 49-13 the final score. Lehigh moves to 1-1. White River falls to 1-1. And Lehigh has got some great momentum going into next week against Long Island. What a great win for the Mountain Hawks today. Just a fantastic win.
Yeah, you're right, Alec. I mean, dominant on all 3 facets of the ball, nonstop until, their third stringers got in. But ultimately, just a great day all around from the Mountain Hawks.
Absolutely, and you cannot be more happy with what you just saw. And again, it's great to see another Mountain Hawk win here at Goodman Stadium. It's something that it's been a long time coming, and they finally got it. And maybe this could be the turning point this program needs after a rough few years. So that'll do it from us, ladies and gentlemen. From Alec Eskin, from CJ Bond and Nick Delictus, I'm Alec Eskin. Have a great night, everyone. Have a great night, everyone. Milena, Ryan, Xander, Maisie, we're bringing you tomorrow's women's soccer game at 1 o'clock against Cornell. Don't miss that. Have a great night.